everybody, Asian action actor here, and I am back, and today we are watching something rather odd yet extraordinary at the same time. We're gonna watch the official, I'm not sure if it's really official, IGN put it out and I didn't see it in any other outlets, so it might just be a neat thing IGN did. I guess it can be official in a certain way, even though IGN was the one that put this together, because it is from the Snyder's mouth. And I'm talking about the teaser for the Justice League freaking Snyder Cut. I wasn't a backer for this at all. I just thought it was some silly joke that would never go away. But for you guys that backed it heart and soul, and there are apparently a lot of you, enough to make this a reality, congratulations. You proved me wrong. Because I never thought in like a million years this would actually happen. But it has been confirmed that the Snyder Cut is going to happen sometime next year in 2021. And it's going to drop exclusively on HBO Max, which is great. I immediately remembered the Donner cut of Superman 2, which is actually my preferred cut of Superman 2. I never rewatched Superman 2 all that often, despite, it having Zod, because a lot of it was way too silly for me, Richard Donner, the original director of this, was fired because he had a lot of arguments with the executive producers and so on. He was replaced last minute. So I still technically like the original cut of Superman 2, primarily for nostalgic purposes, but I love the Richard Donner cut even more, primarily because I know the history of it. When word of the Richard Donner cut of this thing existing, that it would be a possibility, back in the 90s or something, I immediately was a constant follower of what it is and what it could be. So the reason why I love it, despite all the test footage and the unfinished footage and all of that, the stuff that sort of doesn't make sense but is still there because that was what originally was supposed to be there, I understand the context behind it, and I think in the end it presents a much better movie, at least for me, than the original cuts. And yes, that includes the ending where it's the same ending in Superman 1, where he, spoilers if you haven't seen the Richard Donner cut, where he spins the world back in time. Once again, exactly like in Superman 1, they just reused that asset. And the reason why that is because they weren't going to use that effect for Superman 1. Superman 2 was going to continue straight after Superman 1. The ending of Superman 1 was actually supposed to be that the nuclear explosion, Superman throws one of the nukes into space, yeah? That nuke was supposed to collide with the Phantom Zone, disk thing that Zod and his crew were trapped in, and because of that, they were going to head straight to Earth. That was going to be the last scene of Superman 1, which, then it's on to Superman 2 the next year. But that didn't happen, so they in order for the new director, I think his name is Richard Lester, to get actual directing credit, they had to scrap at least half. They had to scrap most of what Donner shot, so they reshot stuff. So, we ended up with that silly Eiffel Tower bomb and stuff, which wound up releasing Zod, and the rest of the movie. Now, the reason why I bring this up is I do not think at all that the Snyder Cut is gonna at least hit me the same way that the Richard Donner cut hit for Superman 2, Primarily because I think it's just gonna make Joss Whedon's Justice League movie look like Batman v Superman. It's just gonna be another Batman v Superman. And I will be honest, I liked Batman v Superman the first time I saw it. Because, honestly, Batman v Superman, with all its warts, has some good shit. It gave us the modern Wonder Woman theme for the first time. It gave us that badass Batman fighting Arkham style on all of those goons near the end. But yeah, it is the movie that gave us Martha and all of these things. I watched it twice in the movie theater. Then I watched it again when it came out on Blu-ray and stuff. But I don't want to watch it again. Because I've had my fill of the stuff I've seen. If I just want to see a movie with the Wonder Woman theme, I can just watch Wonder Woman again, I'm pretty sure that is Zack Snyder's vision. I have seen the director's cut. That was the third time I saw it. was like the director's cut thing that was like 1.5 times longer. The thing is like 3.5 hours long or something. And I didn't think it made it a better movie. I think it made it a slightly better movie because of the additional scenes like Clark Kent's reporting and all that. But it's essentially still the same movie. So that's why I don't have a lot of high hopes for the Snyder Cut. I congratulate all the fans of this movement, and I am super happy for everyone, especially the people who get to work on this. Because apparently, yeah, the reason why it's going to come out next year and not anytime soon, well, aside from the world situation right now, is because they're going to go all in on the editing. They're going to finish the special effects like Darkseid and all of the apocalypse stuff that Zack Snyder was forced to cut out, or Joss Whedon, like Warner Brothers at least told Joss Whedon to leave out, you know? They're going to finish all of that, and we're going to apparently be left with like a 4-hour cut of something. It's still up in the air if this is going to be like a 6-episode series or a one long movie. I don't know why no one considered just 2-hour movies, right? I would actually watch 2-hour movies of this, like Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 1 and Part 2. I don't know why that's so complicated. I would prefer that over like the 6-episode series and the one super long, unnecessarily long movie. But yeah, so let's see this teaser trailer. Apparently Henry Cavill's in it. I haven't seen this. I wasn't at that Man of Steel watch party he had like 2 days ago or whatever. So yeah, let's dive right in, shall we? Yeah, I just talked about this. The Man of Steel watch party.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
On that other platform that he uses. I don't know. I forgot what it was called. Vimeo? Yeah, I heard about this. Whoa, dude is buff. Superman slash Geralt, Jerry of the River. Is looking super buff. Are these all fans? That's neat.
Will you release the Snyder Cut?
There it is.
Yes.
There it is. It's a hard question.
It is, isn't it,
I don't know.
Zach?
What do you think, Henry?
I reckon you should show it.
We're doing it. So get ready.
Oh my god.
I love seeing all the happy fans. The fans that are really raving for this cut. Oh, that's it? Oh, well, I mean, you know. Why did I really expect anything more? So yeah, it's official, everyone. The Snyder Cut does exist, and it's going to show on HBO Max sometime next year. And again, I don't have a lot of high hopes for it because it's just going to be a BVS version of Justice League. Although I will watch it and I will review it, primarily because I've like most people out there, I've been curious about those other scenes that were forced to be cut out, like the Darkseid stuff. I want to see what that looks like. I mean, the Doomsday design in BVS wasn't perfect, but I didn't hate it. I also didn't hate his origin, that it was like Zod's body repurposed, you know. It's fine for this sort of story. I didn't hate the Doomsday design, and I'm very curious to see what his Darkseid is going to look like, moving and thrashing all over the place and stuff like that. And it's supposedly going to end in a cliffhanger because it's supposed to. There was supposed to be a Justice League Part 2, and it was supposed to be a post-apocalyptic thing. It was the thing that Batman dreamt of in BVS, the nightmare timeline, you know, that Flash was warning him of. Which, that scene of Flash going back in time to try to warn Bruce is supposed to be in the Snyder Cut. But that Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 is definitely never going to exist. Oh, I don't know. Actually, you know what? If the Snyder Cut becomes really successful, this might be the actual accepted timeline, and Warner Brothers might greenlight Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2. We could see it. You know, that is a definite possibility at this point. Like, why not? Like, I will reiterate, I never thought in a million years that the Snyder Cut was going to ever happen, or that it existed in some usable form in the first place. Apparently, I was completely wrong, so I might be wrong about, you know, never having the Snyder Cut of Part 2 ever again. I could also be wrong that the Snyder Cut is going to let me down, that it's not going to hit me the same way that Richard Donner's cut of Superman 2 did, like a decade or whenever ago. And it could totally blow me out of the water and be my like favorite DC movie of all time. Also, I saw just earlier today that Ben Affleck retweeted like the Snyder Cut stuff, because there was also word that they were gonna get the original actors to like dub the lines, like the for the scenes that weren't included in the Joss Whedon version. And I guess that is some sort of confirmation that Ben Affleck is gonna reprise Batman one last time. At least he's gonna dub the voice, and then he's done for good. You know, so that's gonna be weird actually, because like if Snyder's Justice League Part 2 happens and Affleck just doesn't want any part of it, we're gonna have like Robert Pattinson in it. That's just weird, man. But whatever, who can tell? So this has been Asian Action Actor. If you like this video, please click like down below and subscribe to see more awesome videos from me. Now we'll see you next time.